Got it. This meeting is being live streamed. Got it.
A little loud.
All right, you want to do the introduction?
Sure. You want me to do it now?
Yes, please.
Oh, hi. Welcome to Talk About Paint Club on our very special comeback from us being away and sick, and it being our Day of Remembrance for 9/11. We have Matt Hattress and
Rick Strohmeyer, the Supersonic Man. And yeah, we are live. Thank you for joining us tonight. This is exciting. We had a much bigger break than normal, and it is good to be back shooting the shit with my favorite Connecticut tea.
you did see me in between though.
Absolutely, that was an exciting time. Boy, the stories from that, and we're gonna go right into that soon enough. But yeah,
That was fun.
oh my gosh, that's
Right
exciting.
before the hurricane too.
Oh my gosh, like I stepped in just in time to say, hey, goodbye hurricane, and left everything. It was crazy. So okay, so we'll go backwards a little from Saturday night of the show. If you're new to Paint Club, thanks so much. Anyway, so yeah, we had the show in August 21st at Mothership in Philadelphia, and a week or two prior to the show, I was looking at the weather, watching it like a crazy person, because I wanted to make sure that the weather was good, and so that people would come and we could also be outside because COVID, and just yeah. So it 3 or 4 days prior, it said there were going to be thunderstorms, and it rained a little bit that day, and it stormed a little bit, and then it let up, and then it rained a little, and then it let up. All in all, on a side, we'll just stop right there. Thank you for everybody who came out to say hi. Those who came out to, it was awesome. And first solo show, and it won't be the last. And big thanks to Martian Toys for hosting it. The crew at the Mothership Gallery for putting it together, getting things up and running, and my co-show partner in crime, Jason Forbes. Despite like some bad luck happening with Jason, some internet tomfoolery, I'd consider the show a complete success, and I was super happy to do it, and very grateful to have it in August while I'm on summer vacation. And now I'm back at work again. So back to the regular story. So Aaron drove us to and from the show from Brooklyn, and I'm so grateful Aaron drove, because I don't know my way around there. So having him do it was took one less burden off my mind. And then it starts raining like a couple miles before we got to Brooklyn, and it then sheets and sheets of the shit. And then we get to his parking facility, which is outdoors, and he's like, did you bring an umbrella? Might be in the car. And but the car is like on the other side of where we're living. And so we ended up playing, or just waiting for the rain to kind of slow down, and race from block to block under the blocks buildings that had awnings, and trying not to get as soaked as we did. I was very grateful to have 2 pairs of shoes in the apartment, so that the next day I would be walking around in dry shoes.
Yeah, thank God.
Needless to say, we both got wet. I was very grateful that my backpack is waterproof. I didn't realize that was a feature of it until we got back to the apartment.
Until you realized it.
Yeah. Hey, my iPad is dry. All right. So yeah,
It's a bonus.
makes that backpack worth every cent that I got or that I paid for because it protected the iPad and everything else that was in there. So yeah, total bonus.
Good.
And of course, by that time, I had acquired some extra toys to paint for various shows, and all the boxes got ruined. But you know, the toys are themselves are what matters, and since they're all vinyl, rain's not going to mess with them. Not even New York rain, and
Nah.
so yeah, pretty cool. Like when so I drove to the show, and because I was pretty sure, and I'm still convinced that driving there, all the gas, all the tolls, all the whatever hotels was going to be cheaper than paying to ship 43 toys, then flying out and then trying to find transportation and lodging. So I'm pretty certain I still saved a couple dollars. Now, that being said, Jason didn't have that luxury, and he had some shenanigans with his mailing, and that's super unfortunate.
Yeah, that
But
was really shitty.
but viewer, if you're ever bored and want to look up any of Jason's stuff on eBay and you find it, share us the link because yeah, keep an eye out for Jason's stuff on eBay for a while.
Yeah, let us know because I'm an internet sleuth and I will find whoever it is if you tell us.
So yeah, so while I'm driving there, I spent 4 hours. It took me 4 hours to drive 19 miles at one point in time because of those of you who are at the show and you heard the story. Glad you're hearing it again. Those of you who are new, you get to hear the tale of terror. So I'm driving Alicia's car, and I have the big ass tote of toys right behind me, and we hit a spot a mile from the Ohio Indiana. We, as in me and the toys.
I was like,
right, the royal.
Like you and Aaron.
No, so I hit a spot where there's a mile from the Indiana toll. I ended up taking a picture of it and posting it on Facebook on my story. I normally would never do something like that, but we are at a dead stop, and everybody gets to see the toll sign. And so there was a huge accident. Indiana and Ohio highway department ended up squeezing us on Indiana side through the toll booth. Two lanes of traffic through the toll booth, county highways, go through like 15 and a half miles of county highways, then pop out on the Ohio side and then go through their toll booth. Despite the fact that we're all being inconvenienced by 4 hours, they fucking want their money, and they got it. Excuse me.
Yeah.
And yeah, so, but by the time we get, oh, hey, Nina, come on, get out. Out you go. So by the time we get out and we get to see what looks like the possible scene of the what's going on, I don't want to say scene of the crime, but you can see on the triangular section where the highway goes straight and the off ramp, that triangular section where my face is on this tan diagram, there's a FedEx 18-wheeler jackknifed and twisted. The trailer is twisted like an overripe banana and everything's out. Did you not hear this story?
No, I must have arrived
this
after
awesome.
this.
This is like Nicole's reveal story. So yeah, so all the shit is twisted out of this or poured out of this twisted trailer, and there's a dude, and they have one of those open dumpsters for like construction sites, and there's a dude in a bobcat just mercilessly scooping up everything and then throwing it into this dumpster. And I'm looking at this thinking like, oh my God, that's got to be millions of dollars worth of insurance claims right there. And I reach over and I pat my tote. I'm like, I'm so glad you're with me.
Yeah. Like, oh my God. And literally, that was like the universe telling you made the smart choice today, Richard.
It's like, and I'm just thinking like, holy shit. I was thinking of, and not to say my toys would have been on that FedEx container, but FedEx has like bigger boxes deals than most other shipping facilities. So I had considered creating up my toys and shipping it that way. I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't. Like,
Yeah, I
if
doubt it
anybody's
would have
going to
been
be
on that one because knowing you, you would have shipped it like super, super ahead of time, but that would have been
right,
fucking
yeah,
awful. Could you imagine like what
yeah.
kind of things were on that?
Oh yeah. Well, like, just imagine like somebody else has a show, an art show, and they're like, how do you explain that you have like a bobcat blade gouging out the shit out of your toy or art or whatever, and like, yeah, just and yeah, just one dude with the bobcat throwing shit in a trailer, and so that was like the most terrifying thing I've seen in a while. No actual like human damage, but just like all
Watching the
the
monetary damage,
yeah, that's freaking
you're like, I'd
crazy.
rather see a dead body.
um, maybe. So now we've started out on that kind of tangent. Nicole, what are you drinking tonight?
Water. I'm sick.
Water. Mm, that's okay. I Oops, my iPad doesn't want to
I should probably start this off with I'm sick. It's not COVID.
Oh, you did start out with saying you were sick. So
Yeah, I'm sick. It's not COVID.
I've got good old Pedialyte tonight.
Ooh, that's an upgrade from what I should have.
Yeah. Well, so we started back at work, and my school, like many others in St. Paul or Minnesota, does not have air conditioning.
I
Except
remember
in the
you told me
computer lab.
about this, and it was very, very, very confusing to me.
So yeah, they just don't have air conditioning because they pretty much when doing budgeting, they figured that the majority of your school time is this type of temperature. Summer is inconsequential, and people can just tough it out for a couple weeks. Well, global warming is real. So
Yeah.
yeah. So this week, like we started and we are mandated for masks. If you are 2 years old and have a heartbeat, you're wearing a mask in the school district. So we started that out, and I think for the first day I was fine, and up until like noon, and then I just started feeling like a lot of the telltale signs of heat exhaustion, and of
I
course
feel like it's
Thursday.
more than a few weeks though, because you have the weeks in
Yeah,
the earlier part of, or like the
we
technically the
well we
end part of your school year.
yeah, exactly. So longer
It's a
story
few weeks
longer.
now.
Yeah, long story made longer. The yeah, it gets freaking hot in May and June. And this year this past year because we didn't use any snow days thanks to distance. Half the year being in distance learning, the district cut the school year short immediately. Like after they had like recorded 85-degree rooms, so they just said, okay, we're going to cut this year short, and boom, they did, which was great. I was already on vacation when they decided to make that call. But yeah,
You're like extended vacation.
no, because yeah. So yeah, where was we going? Yeah, so like Thursday, all the aides wanted to go have a happy hour just because like first day back, and I had a beer with them, but I had already had some of the signs of heat exhaustion throughout the day, so I was taking steps to try and recover the hydration before I had a beer at 3:30, and hmm?
The
and
3:30 beers.
yeah, nothing beats a one beer buzz after a severe workout, and by 3 o'clock in the so 12 hours later, I actually felt like I had a hangover because one freaking beer. And so, yeah, and yesterday was almost a repeat of that, minus the beer. So, yeah, we're doing a lot of hydration this week. or this weekend. So,
Very, very much with you. Mucinex
So-
forces you to drink a glass of water every time you take it.
oh, sure. And that's just the size of the pill.
Instead of, just doing a glass, I'm just doing a full goddamn bottle each time.
Mhm.
Like I'll one up you there, Mucinex.
There you go. Yeah, so it was pretty awful about, and like the hardest part was yesterday. I'm having to deal or manage two kids who are very much high flyers, and I'm just we're out far enough away from the window and the fan where it's like, dang, with the mask beating down. I'm like, this is freaking miserable. How the hell are we gonna do this? And we did. So my team's awesome.
That's because you're a superhero.
Ah.
They don't all wear capes, Rick.
Yeah, because the kids will grab it. Oh, I had a kid grab my hair on
God.
Thursday. I had a kid grab my hair on Thursday, and I was like, "First one's free." And
And what did they say?
oh, he doesn't. So
Or-
he was falling
okay.
and just.
Oh,
reached
that's
out
right.
to
You said
grab
high
something.
flyer.
Yeah. No. This one who grabbed my hair ended up just like trying to get up, and he's flopped, and then he's grabbing the first thing that he can reach, and yeah, just happened to be my hair, and I fell down too.
It's like, give me this.
So it's like, all right, cool. We're 2 days in, and I have some weird ass stories. Oh, yeah. So let's see what we got. I didn't print up my notes, so I have to be dependent on the old iPad tonight. Let's see. So
Okay,
while
we
you've
don't
been
ever
on
really
the
follow anything. Huh?
that's all right. So what have you been working on?
Oh my God, go fuck yourself. Because I literally said I hate this part of like I'm gonna hate this part of it.
Well, it's still part of it.
I know. Hold on. Ow, hold on. Let me grab the things here. So technically, I guess I've been working on a few different thingy majiggers here. While I've been dying slowly in my sleep.
Okay.
So the first one, it's on my iPad, so I'm gonna just hold it up. I started rendering things that I had drawn in pencil on my iPad. So this is one of them.
Sweet.
And it's allowed me obviously to like fix and adjust things that couldn't have done before.
You on Procreate?
And yeah, that's on Procreate. And then I made this really cool shadow box, which I'm fixing while we're doing this.
Very cool.
Because I held it like this, or I had it like this, not realizing it. And this wood board was like, no, I'm too heavy for that bitch. And I only had it upside down because the dried flowers were in silica powder, and I didn't know if I like, what is that sound? Oh, there we go. Now I know what's loose. The silica gel like didn't get all out of the petals, so I kept like just holding it upside down and like letting it sit overnight. And like when I got sick, I didn't like check on it, and it was like, no, it was just like slammed up against the thing, and I had to start getting to fixing.
Oh.
But it's not like a lot of fix. It was just gluing the wood back down, and that's about it.
Good.
And I started, I don't know where it is, but it's not here right now. I started a tiny ghost like years ago, like years ago. When I first was like, oh, I'm gonna customize toys, and it was before I like knew how to prime things proper. So this was like 2017, I think, when I got it, and I was like, okay, what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to make it look like a cupcake, and all I was going to do is paint it. And now that like I've upgraded to like other like ways to do things, I actually put clay, like modeling clay, or epoxy, I should say, like on top of its head, so the drips and the frosting is textured and it's out. And and then I'm going to reprime it from there and give it the life it deserved versus the half-assed attempt of, oh, I barely know what I'm doing.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, but I never finished it. So when I found it, I was like, that was a big thing. Is I was finding a lot of things that I hadn't seen in forever. Because after I saw you, the following week I had, was it the following week or the following day? No, it was the following weekend. I had this like art manifestation event. It was like a fair, like a big fair thing outside, and I had, what was there? Oh yeah, I had like a few different like sketch pads with me, and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like I just kept finding like all these like random things that I guess I hid in my sketch, like in my sketch pad of like smaller things. And that's where I found like that moon with the rose and all that, because it didn't look here. Like, here we go. Here's the original. It didn't look how it did like on this, like it had all these like weird flowers that I didn't really like, and these things. And I took them out and started working on it from like a different like vision. And I don't know, I just thought it was kind of cool to like, if I'm gonna die, might as well lay here and do something that I like while I die. What have you been working on?
Well, I got toys.
I can't show the other one that I'm working because I haven't started it yet.
That's all right. But you can at least say what you're working on. So.
I could say it?
Yeah, why not? Nicole and I both are going to be participating in the
Mad Can show at New York Comic Con for Martian Toys.
There you go. So I'm not showing mine because it's primed downstairs, but I'm going to talk about it.
That's fair. And the unboxing show.
Yeah. So yeah. And also I announced I let the good folks at the Clowning Around group know that sometime tonight I'm going to unbox a toy that I got from Angel. So like I primed, I don't know. So when I got back, I took like 5 days off to go raise a barn. And
is that what you were doing?
Yeah. I went to Alicia's folks' place to help build a shed. And so when I wasn't, because I wasn't painting there, so I was like drinking and playing Scrabble when I wasn't helping do the shed, do this massive like 10 by 30 shed.
Oh, I remember you were very proud of your Scrabble win.
I am. So yeah, I don't win Scrabble much against Alicia's dad. So when I do, I'm pretty pleased about it. So this past weekend upped my average. So I was pretty pleased about that. But before we left, I stripped, cleaned, and primed toys. And today I started to paint one of them. On my trip to and from Philadelphia, I got a notification that a toy was being shipped to me, and it showed up, and it was the Shin Izon by Max Toy Company, and I bought it because Clav sent me the notice about it being up for grabs, and I thought it was adorable. And here we got is this adorable like monster. He is I'd say 7.5 inches tall.
Oh, I love him.
It's totally adorable. And actually, you know what I forgot to do? I gotta open up. Sorry, y'all.
Sorry, y'all.
Well, no, like somebody. So the complaint about us being on YouTube was that they wouldn't be able to make comments immediately, and I said yes, you can. We just have to be more diligent about looking at YouTube to.
Oh, so I have to have 2 devices? Okay, let me do that.
No, you don't have to have 2 devices. I just set up the window so I could see it off to the side. So I saw somebody like something and I was like, oh yeah, that's why. So anyway, this is the Shin Izon by Max Toy Company. It is about 7.5 inches tall. I primed this like over a week ago, and I just started hammering it out today. It was going to be, I'm like half an hour away from finishing it, but it's pretty much like the absentee homework assignment because pretty much the homework got canceled for this past month. So because
You
I
know,
didn't even have time. I
it's
didn't even
funny
have
that you
time to
say,
post. What's up?
you know, it's funny that you say the homework's canceled this week because this morning I was like, oh, I didn't do it. Where's my triangle?
Right. And you need to see this. The way that this guy, so this is like a hand sculpt. And these are the most adorable, like chubby fingers. And
That's
Dr.
a
Seuss
hand
went,
sculpt?
yeah, dude, like it's just a, yeah. So it's a wonderful little
Oh, the
hand sculpt.
hand. I thought you meant
The hand. Oh, yeah. This looks
I
like
thought
it
you
should
meant
be
it
in
was
Monsters Inc.
sculpted by hand. Oh my
It
god.
is. You can see like
Oh, good.
in some part of there, you can actually see like a fingerprint. So you can actually see a fingerprint and tool marks in the actual sculpt itself. So it's pretty nice. The arms are articulated at the shoulder, and the hip is too. But the way I painted it for the light effect, I wouldn't move a damn thing. So like yeah, this was going to be an orange, purple, green triad for the homework, but all I got to do now is paint the eyes in and then some neon effects. So I might do that after paint club tonight. But what's seen, that's what's visible. What's primed down in the basement are two Mad cans, one for the Martian Toys show, can bot, another siren, a song of the siren.
I love what you do with those. I love what you do with those.
Thank you. And this one's going to be no different. It'll be different, but it'll be no different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like that form. That seems like it's made for me to paint. And
It has a lot of features that I think like work so well with like your color schemes and like your dimensional values.
Thank you. So yeah, that's and then I'm painting I have one of those Hukji cyclones when he did a Robotech cyclone a few years ago, and I have one of those to paint up for the Stormy Vault NYCC New York Comic Con show. So that's downstairs too. I just didn't feel like taking a work in progress picture to show that off because I'm like, it's pink right now.
You're like, it's
Like,
not special.
Yeah, all it is fucking pink right now. You know, it'll be special Monday when I'm done. So,
do you know whose voice you remind me of now that I've seen enough of these episodes and a few different movies this past week? Since that's all I can do right now is watch movies and like die. Mark Ruffalo.
Mark, really? That's cool. I don't like the way my voice sounds. So,
like, I think from watching What If yesterday from this past week and hearing him, like, did you watch it?
yes, I thought it was the worst one.
Yes, especially how it ended.
Like,
spoiler alert, back out right now.
No, watch it because the animation is good.
No.
The concept is okay.
No spoiler alert, but it was stupid. I don't like the every other episode had like a kind of a definitive ending.
Right. So yeah, like
this one was just like a oh no.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this the first to be continued one?
I didn't think it was to be continued, is it?
It's not, but that's what my brain thought when you see the ending, like non-definitive. I'm like, is this supposed to be like a to be continued?
Oh, I see what you did there. No, like I used to love reading the What If comics, and there's one that's like, what if Wolverine and Conan got together? And there's like the whole comic is about them dueling, and we all know Wolverine's going to win that duel quickly, and but then at the last page, because most What Ifs always have like some like comedic thing at the end, so then like the comedic one there is like you just have a close up of Conan at a tavern, and he's just or a bar, and he's just like, everywhere I go, there's always some guy who thinks that he's better than you, calls you out to a duel, and then you end up just kicking one more guy's ass. And then it pans out, and Wolverine smoking a cigar, saying, "I hear you, bub." And
That's fantastic.
I'm like, okay, well. And I seriously doubt we'll ever get something like that from the What If series, but like, yeah, this one was not cool. Like, I don't know which
But
one would be
after
the
hearing
great.
his voice now, like and hearing yours right now, I'm like,
Okay, well, good. I have a little gravel in my voice right now. So yeah, like I don't know. I really liked the agent, the Captain Carter one.
oh, the first one.
Yeah, I really liked that, but I was like, man, if they actually decided to make that a live action, they'd have to recast Carter. Somebody a little more 6'3". So
It's fair.
like,
And I liked the Star-Lord
yeah,
Black Panther
brilliant.
mashup,
It's freaking brilliant.
especially the way it
So-
ended.
Yeah, he's
Where
working
they're
at
like-
a Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
Spoiler. Sorry, guys.
They're sitting there going like, and you picked up the wrong kid, so what happens if?
And that's that felt. That's the one that actually felt like the comic, because you get all this stuff and then you get that comedic bit at the end.
Oh, so I like the comedic timing and values of Al Roker. Yep, here I go. Michael Rooker and fucking Chadwick Boseman in that shit too.
Yeah.
Um,
Michael Rooker was funny in the Suicide Squad.
he was in
Have you
Suicide. No, not the new one.
Have you
not
seen the new one? Okay. Alicia and I got HBO Max because it was cheaper to do that than to go to the movies.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it on HBO Max. I haven't watched it yet.
It was fun. Like it actually, like, because of Starro, is like, well, I keep looking at that Eyes On, thinking I should make a little a tiny city diorama for it, or get a hold of one of those Kid Robot ones and from that Kaiju Dunny series, so I can paint it up to give that guy some massive scale.
Well, you want one of the backdrops?
Yeah.
I think I might have one.
Oh, I'd take that in a heartbeat. Paint that up to give him a little scale to make him look like he's 30 feet tall.
Yeah, I'll look for him.
Well, thank you. So yeah, that'll make it look cooler.
I think that
I
was
have
one of
another
my I think that was one of the Dunnies that I said in the 8-inch ones.
That's true, it was. And I was like, oh yeah, just leave that building the same size to make it feel even bigger.
Yeah. And then you could
Oh,
put
there
like
you
the
go.
small one there and it's like his baby.
Yeah, because Baby Godzilla worked out so well.
I haven't seen
Mighty
any
Joe
of
Young
that.
was amazing. Mighty Joe Young was amazing.
I liked Mighty Joe Young.
So
I did actually like that one. That
Yeah,
one had
I did
Rene
too.
Russo in it, right?
Maybe.
You got Google in front of you, man.
I do. I'm a looking. Ah, Jesus.
I wonder if my dad will see us talking about this one because he's seen the other ones where I talk shit about him. Yeah, I don't know why this just reminded me of him. Maybe because I tell him to Google everything instead of asking me things. And
Oh, Charlize Theron.
wait, who had what movie had Rene Russo and an ape?
I don't know. We'll just do Renee. Come on, dude. Help me out.
That was Charisse. Wow. I'm sitting here getting all mad about it now.
It's all right. Let's see. Filmography. She has nothing. No, come on, dude. Like, how are we spelling Renee Russo?
Russo.
Oh, there you go. Because I'm spelling it with three, total of threes instead. All right, so we got in. Oh, she was in Avengers Endgame. I had no idea.
Well, that's because she's on Thor's mama.
Oh yeah, okay. So that's oops. All right, dude. I'm not seeing anything within the past 20 years of her being in a monkey movie.
No, not 20 years. I was at least 7.
Okay, dude. Still, Sable. Yeah, no. She was in that Outbreak movie with the monkeys gave everybody like the super flu.
Okay.
How about Kong Lives, and then we'll be like, hey, welcome to
Talk
Nicole's
about
movie
Ape
trivia
Club.
night.
Let's talk about Ape Club. This is
Yeah. Well, we're done. Can't find it. All right.
Buddy. It was Buddy.
Oh, I have no idea what that is. She wasn't the female lead in Congo.
See?
Oh, all right.
The second I saw the name of the movie, I was like, I know this movie. Yeah, and I was like, wait, I was really, really little. I was 7. Yeah.
Okay.
That's right. Buddy. And it was based on the real life of the gorilla Masa. Who she called Buddy.
Because she was Canadian. How's it going, buddy? All right. So we are kind of in for a treat right now. So earlier, I guess last week, our good buddy Red Guardian gave out a show invitation, and I said me. I raised my hand because I don't say no to shows, and so I just got my showpiece for this. I wrote it down on the box. October 23rd, Red Guardian Custom Toy Show, and so I was like, Angel, I need to know when the show is. I'm like, Angel, I just got it and want to show it off tonight. And he's like, oh yeah, by all means. So
I can't wait to tell you what I'm doing with it.
We got a lap shot right now. Well, let's see. So we're just gonna move the camera back up
sexual. We're gonna get demonetized.
Look at that fancy, badass custom Red Guardian tape. There's that's the show date, October 23rd. I had to write it on the box.
FYI, humans of the world, this is how you ship a fucking blank to people.
Nah, man, All right, so there's Red Guardian sending it to me. There's the fragile. Thank you. We're just gonna zip it on open. I don't cut myself live because that would be.
Please don't do that.
Oh yeah, dude. I was thinking we should do like besides somebody else's painting, which I'm not. I think we're avoid. I'm gonna skip this week. I wanted to do just like a weekly bump, and I'll tell you about that some other time. But so we'll open her up, and boom! Look at that. We got a boxing with foam corners, so it stays about 3/4 of an inch safe on all sides.
That's why I said this is the box to look at when it comes to shit.
Oh, ooh, look at that. So here
and look at the bottom.
Chunder Deflated. Hey, stay creative. So there are a lot of custom guys. You can see that. It's a really subtle gray grid. We got the Chunder Undead image there. We got Red Guardian's thing going on here. Angel makes some of the nicest packaging for toys. I'm like, it's inspiring. I don't know exactly. I'm not going to lift this idea, but it is inspiring me to update or up my game a little because all I do is wrap it in bubble wrap, give some stickers away and stuff. But This is really nice. Like,
Yeah, I want to learn how to like at
holy
least have a
shit.
box.
So like, I mean, like, this is game. Oh my gosh. It is a sleeve fit box, just like the Ravager, Arctong Toys, B1 Spacer, and some other stuff. Man, that is snug because I'm having a trouble with it. I don't want to tear the box yet. And like the song of the
It'll
siren,
slide out. Yeah.
I'm also doing it at an awkward angle because I don't want to have like the um, unsolicited pajama pant crotch shot. All right, so we got
I mean, we are during the Me Too era. Do not do that.
we got the foam, another foam insert. We have dun 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 the skull head separate from the chunder. Ooh, Nicole's got one too. We're gonna lower that camera in just a second to show this off a little more, and then foam insert, another second part. So this is the chunder deflated. So it is a dead chunder, or I assume the skeleton is the skull. You get to see the skull with the deflated balloon, and then yeah, there you go. That's awesome. So now let's go back, and we have a wonderful key system. I'm doing it
I love
backwards,
that.
and boom, it sets in pretty nicely.
He really put
I'm
some
gonna
love into this shit.
I'm gonna kill some lighting here so I don't have as much. There
Like
we
he
go.
really put some love into this motherfucker.
So the resin is really smooth. Yeah, I forgot what I asked him what type of resin he used because I'm interested in getting into resin casting again, and he told me, and I've already forgot, but it's really smooth. I've already marked it up by whatever the hell's on my fucking table. I love that it's in two pieces. That makes sculpting or customizing it a little. It makes painting it a little easier too because you can treat this separately. I like the sculpt of that balloon. I don't know. Right now, it tells me this feels like it should be like some type of island. Like you have this as a water effect or some type of liquid effect. Maybe I can have this as a lava effect and have this as some type of volcanic thing and having Obi-Wan Kenobi taking the high ground. And so there you go. Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker on the high ground of a deflated chunder. And that would be super dope.
And then in the eye is just like fucking Anakin's body slowly melting into the lava.
Well, like we could do it all kinds of places. Or I could like see about getting a little drone platform so it's like you anticipate there's Obi-Wan and he's like, I got the high ground. And then you have a little one over here just like, can I make that jump? But it's like, dumbass, he's on a skull outcropping. That means death. And so we're already telling a story about this. Or a water effect, turning this into like Skull Island or the Lost City and having some little dinosaurs on this.
Ooh.
Or maybe if I could get like a little tiny asteroid, or not asteroid, astronaut, or a deep sea diver, and have this set up. Wait a minute. We're gonna just take a quick second at something I may have readily available, and I don't. So, guess I'm not gonna throw that on. Oh shit! I got stuff all over the place. Yeah, dude, a little fucking, just a little dude sitting on top, or an astronaut, or a fucking deep sea diver. And I'm turning that into a badass piece of terrain.
That would be cool.
There is a company, who the hell is it? Called Clown Shoes, local brewery, and
Oh,
one
clown
of their
shoes.
maybe not
They
local,
make cool
but
bottles.
yeah, one of my I've never had this beer, but one of my favorite labels that they made was called the Traveler, and it looks like the most tripped out. It's got like some dude that looks like he should be a cruise ship captain, but with a bubble space cap, bubble space helmet, and he's got a little German flag, and he's walking down the yellow brick road holding hands with what appears to be Clayface, and it's just such a tripped out like alien landscape all around.
That's
It is super cool. We're gonna see if I can find that image right quick, because
you're the only person that I know that's not from the South that says right quick.
Oh, I've lifted that from the Craftsman.
Who is Southern?
Oh yeah, totally.
That's funny as hell. I didn't think about that.
Or he says real quick because he does his little real quick things. But yeah, oh god,
My goddaughter's whole family is always like, "Come here, right quick," and I'm like, "What?"
There you go. We'll do a quick screen share, and then this is unfortunate because it's not. There you go. See that fucking thing?
That's so cool.
They're like Clayface, Yellow Brick Road. Like I said, guy carrying a German flag balloon, and yeah, like I'd buy that as a print. Well, there you go, Angel. We got a badass toy going on. And here's the other thing. This thing's fucking heavy. Like,
it is.
I know there's a hole. I know there's a hole in there. And so it suggests it might not be solid resin, but damn, it feels solid.
No, I think it's solid.
Is it? You think so? Like, maybe?
No.
If it isn't, fine. So be it. Like, it just means my stick will be a hell of a lot shorter when I'm painting it.
Let me see.
But I could tell because light's going through this peg. The key.
It doesn't go. It stops here.
Does it? Oh, okay. Well, then great.
I could feel where it stops. It goes to it touches the tip, but it goes all the way. Only that far.
Yeah, it's a smooth cast. I mean, there's no air bubbles on the.
I wonder if that was purposely done to make it easier for people to paint.
It might have been.
Like another little, like, and that doesn't sound too far off from something that Angel would do.
No, Angel's incredibly pays an incredible amount of attention to detail, and this is really nice. So
it really is. I like how smooth it is, because like if I feel like it leads me, at least it leads me to believe, based on the texture, that I can alcohol ink the fuck out of this thing.
Oh, sure.
The only problem that I have with that is that a lot of times if you touch alcohol ink too much, like no matter how much you seal it, it can.
Right. Oh, I bet.
That's why a lot of times I'm like, don't touch your canvas. like I know I varnished it because you'll seal it with a special varnish and then you'll seal it with regular varnish and it will be fine. But a lot of times, like if the heat will make it not heat, like if your hands are moist or whatever, it doesn't matter. It'll still like pull it up somehow.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I've primed things proper and varnished them proper, and it's still like pulled up if you touch it for like too long, and like if you keep rotating it, kind of.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess. I'm seeing like a Moana, like the island of Moana, like where she's.
Stack your stones.
No, you remember when she's gonna go to the island of Tafiti?
Oh, okay. Oh yeah.
Before it heals.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Like I don't know. I'm gonna look for.
I don't want to do Day of the Dead because I feel like that's gonna be such a like with Halloween also.
Right. Yeah, a week from Halloween. Which
also
this
definitely like screams Jack Skellington too, by the eye shape and the nose.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
If you're a Disney fan.
Oh, No, I don't know.
There's
I'm
nothing
gonna-
Alice-y I would do on it.
There's plenty of Alice you can do with this.
No, I know. I'm saying that I would want to. Because I'm already doing Alice-y stuff for my mad can.
Okay. Very cool. Oh, I'm kind of. I don't know. I don't want to say starstruck, but I'm like, wow, I'm in awe of this. This is really nice.
I couldn't put it down the entire time when I opened it. I was literally just like walking around like this.
I want to give something for scale. Let's see. Well, here's the dumb ruler. The deflated balloon is 7.5. You got $1? Dollars are the best for scale.
You have $1? Here's a water bottle.
Yeah, I don't have $1 bill. Let me see. This is where we get to the stuttering part of the show, where
It's almost as tall as a water bottle.
if I were editing, I would cut part of this out, but almost. God dang it! All right, here we go.
Gabe would say it's almost as big as an iPad because there's different sizes of iPads.
Right? No. Here, boom, 3-inch dunny right there. It gets drowned in that. By the way, no, I won't. Well, no, I won't sell it. But yeah, there's your quick dunning for comparison.
Dude, the fucking thing would eat it.
Yeah. Or you put it inside. Like, so the plan is to have these at a decent price, at a good price point, so that it puts toys in hands, which I love that idea. So yeah, a Microtech fits on that really well, but like if I put a Microtech on there, it would
the sculpt of this, like the balloon, like look at this. It's just so good.
Yeah.
Like you want to go.
Huh. Yeah, that's really cool. Like, it makes me wonder how he did it, but I'm not gonna try and break that down tonight, because that would be rude. And yeah, so this has possibilities of being a cool wall hanger.
You'd have to glue it in though.
Yeah, sure. Well, so that hole there, I just drill all the way through and put a wall anchor in that thing to make it one, and glue it, so it'd be glued and screwed. And then with all that extra resin in there, be able to put an extra hole in there and a reinforcement to make that a wall hanger. Or one of the nicer things about resin is that you can tap and screw it. So it wouldn't be outside the realm of reason to put one of those strap D-rings on the back of this to actually hang it. So that's definitely a possibility too.
And that's true.
And then if you design it to be hung, then instead of having your shit here on Skull Island, you could do it up here. So then you could actually do like some weird Inception thing where your water is turned sideways, but your landscape is not. Or you still have your high ground with Anakin like over here being a pud. So
because you could hang it like that or like that.
Oh, hang it upside down. So yeah, it's got lots of possibilities.
And have stuff coming out of the fucking face.
Yeah, tentacles, alien. Do I have that here? Oh man. I think now is not the time to be looking for parts, but I'm looking for parts. Oh, good job, Angel. You have a winner of a blank here, and people are interrupting their normal broadcast to see what's going on. So
to disrupt everything.
Yeah. So you brought a disruption to the class. Way to go. Yeah, I really I enjoy it. Yeah, I can't.
Oh my god! But at least he had one for everyone in the class, because isn't that the rule? Like if you bring gum and stuff to school, you have to make sure you bring enough for everybody to be distracted.
Yep. I can't help but think that that could be, it could be used to make some like pop satire of a product, like, I don't know. There's your alien
See?
queen shield. Like, or chunder, but then that'd probably be the only thing I'd want to put in there. And of course, doing something like that, man, this thing would be all right for a Geiger palette scheme, so not too bad. Poor old chunder. There we go. Click, click. Nobody take this idea.
Because we know where it came from. We could see it.
You guys saw it live first. All right.
We're literally watching the idea come to life. So
This is what
Very
happens when you have a
fucking
box
still.
of parts right next to your fucking broadcast station, which is also your workstation. All right, so yeah, awesome job. This is cool. All right, so we're back to whoops. There we go. Lights on. All right. Hope that was informative. And if anybody wants to see an extra angle of it while we're still going, say something in the comments.
And I
If
think
not,
he might have some blanks still available to buy on like their own right.
oh gosh. I
That's
think
not
so.
for just a show. So if you're interested, I think they're only 70 bucks.
So let's see. He's at
Plus shipping.
redguardian.com, right?
Yeah, 70 plus. I had to remember what I paid for it by accident.
GUA. Yeah, so at redguardian.com, you could find that's where Angel's got his stuff. He is, let's see, toys.
This reminds me of the melted Darth Vader mask from the beginning of the trailer for the new 3 movies.
Oh,
like,
shoot.
Whenever I watch our videos afterwards, I'm like, what the fuck faces was I just doing there? Like, what is wrong with me?
Angel has not one, but 2 different blanks. He's got a clear blank. Well, he's got 4. He's got a clear blank. He's got this DIY blank. He's got a red and blue color variant and a gold and black version. So this deflated chunder is $70. So yeah, imagine coming. So that's what it is. Show in October 23rd. We'll give it a bump on that broadcast, and probably beforehand, because like Nicole and I will have these primed within the week and figured out and worked on by next week. So
oh yeah, I'll probably show mine off by next show, because Angel's so funny because he knows, like, obviously, like Martian always tells me to bring like the stuff to the show because they know I'm going to come. So he goes to me first, can you make sure it's in my hand before the show? And I was like, yes, sir, I can do that. The only reason I bring it to Martian is because they tell me to. There's literally no other reason besides that. Like,
right.
Because they know I'm coming. So they're like, don't worry about it.
Oh, there you go. They just put a place reserved. Oh, it makes sense.
Yeah. And if I already figured out I'm not going, I know ahead of time either enough to overnight it or to have shipped it.
Well, there you go. That's perfect. I mean, like, it seems like shipping nowadays has gotten a little more on track because there was a point in time in the past year and a half where it was taking a month to get shit to the mothership, which is incredibly frustrating to have pieces shipped 2-3 weeks out and it still not make it to the show. Because that's never happened to me before. Also, on a plus side for the show that Jason and I just did, we got to break in or have their new guy, Ethan, curate the show. So there was Jason and I had a total of like 5 wall hanging pieces, and I didn't know how many we'd have total, but Ethan had a pretty nice solution to displaying those on the wall. It didn't cross my mind. So while I was in Brooklyn on Friday, Ethan and Jason were setting up the wall displays for the show. So thanks a bunch, Ethan.
It was nice to meet you, Ethan. He was probably like, "What the fuck is this girl?" Because I was literally just walking in, touching random stuff like I own the place, going like behind the counter and stuff like that. And he's probably like,
What the hell is this?
he's probably like, "Aaron, is this allowed?" You heard Kevin when I opened the drawer to get my blank or get my pride toy out, and he's like, "What, do you work here now?" I was like, "Only for my stuff."
Yeah. So let's jump to the technique of the week, and we'll discuss something that I'm pretty certain I've broadcast once before with Dominic, and we'll just cover that because you were asking questions about it earlier.
Yes.
And it's all going to be audio. Sorry, I do not have a visual for this. For a couple
I'm gonna
of
mute
reasons.
myself while I blow my nose.
Okay. So the technique of the week was brought on by the idea that sometimes we get toys that need stripping, like i.e. like dunnies, whatever. And I hate sanding. And there's another way. There's an easier way to get rid of the factory paint job or print job than sanding, and that's to use acetone. Um, and I'm not going to show that because one, I don't have acetone smells like hell, and I don't want to put it in my studio. Nor do I want to put a respirator on, and nor do I want to talk about doing this with the respirator on. But as a craftsman would say, always wear a dust mask. So I do I strip most of my toys in outside with outside is the most ventilated area in the ventilated room you can get. Sometimes I wear a respirator, sometimes I don't. I think you should though. Just safety wise, that's just respirator should be in your equipment list to wear. The bad thing about acetone is it will eat gloves like crazy, and it depends on what type of gloves. So I like nitrile gloves for most of the stuff that I paint on. What the hell's messaging me? You miss. Anyway, I use nitrile gloves. But acetone will destroy those quickly. I have found that a thicker glove lasts longer. I stripped about 5 or 6 toys 10 days ago, and I only blew through 5 pair that were significantly thicker than the ones I use in the studio. In the studio, I just used the thin purple or blue gloves. Outside, I was using a thicker one that's black. I don't remember the brand. And brand matters too, because some are just really shit ass. And you can quote me on that. So that's part of your protection, personal protection, respirator gloves. I would not expose my hands to acetone bare. It feels like a bad idea. Just for the immediate effect that it dries out your skin. And I'm sure it would have lasting damage if long exposed. What I do to strip toys is I have a big old steel aluminum pot that I put my toy in, and I'll pour some acetone in there, but I don't let it soak in there. That's where a lot of people who decide to use acetone or go down the route with acetone, that's where they go wrong, and they just let it sit there and leave it for too damn long. Once I pour acetone on there, I'm already I put the can down and put the lid firmly on, I'm already pulling the toy out to wipe off with a higher quality paper towel than a regular Bounty or Brawny. What I use for stripping are the shop rags that are the disposable shop rags that come in a square of foot box or cubic foot box. they're they're incredibly durable, and I just wipe and wipe until it pretty much either comes off or it looks all super smeared to where it looks just like a shit ass watercolor painting. Um, I don't always strip it down to where it's just like whatever the natural color of the vinyl is, but I strip it down to where you can't tell what if there was like a design on it. Um, but like one of the common mistakes people will make is they let their toys sit too long in acetone, and if you do that, you're just increasing the chance of damaging your toy. One of the first things you can do that would damage it is if your toy is all together, there's a possibility that you will chemically weld the joints together. So the big suggestion first is to take that apart as far down as you can, especially if your toy has moving parts. So like I have before I knew what the hell I was doing, I had a Yoka bear, Yoka bear, and I accidentally welded the arms together because I didn't know that acetone would do that. It melts it melts vinyl, and yeah, once it dries, cures, and it cures quick. Once it cures, you're stuck unless, and that no pun intended, unless you decide to free it up with a knife or something. It's pretty much, and even then, if it might be chemically welded at the seam and the socket might be good, but there's a good chance that socket is already melted together too. So you're going to have to wait till next week for that technique of the week to how to free up your welded socket. So yeah, like acetone, protective equipment, and hurry up. It's a race with the devil. What happens when you leave your vinyl in too long? And you're talking like a minute or two, and you can already start breaking down the vinyl and making it turn into goopy goop. I've seen people who leave their acid, who get distracted. So they put their thing in a vat of acetone, get distracted, and 3 hours later, it is a bubbly mess, or it looks like it belongs in a burn ward. And because acetone loves vinyl and will eat it up. So you want to be quick. And so also there's some toy manufacturers that may call their toy vinyl. There's a possibility that they have other plastics involved in the manufacture of their toy, and that plastic may also be more susceptible to acetone and its damaging effects. You can also use fingernail polish remover with acetone to strip it down. It doesn't smell as volatile, but you still want a dust mask on it. One of the problems with that is there's possibility of having like an oil in that concoction too. So once you strip it down, don't assume it's clean. Still wash it afterwards, either with a degreaser or an alcohol, rubbing alcohol, the 91% or denatured alcohol, or good old fashioned soap and water. Dawn is preferable. But there's Rick's big ass explanation of using acetone for stripping. And if I have something that I don't like and I paint on it, if I don't like the painting, I'll go back and strip it, and everything I use wipes right off with acetone. So it's kind of a miracle solvent, but it takes a little practice. And if you're just trying it for the first time, grab something you don't want to really like try and sell to practice first. Like grab that shit ass Funko Pop or whatever dupe dunny you have to practice on that first. So, questions from Nicole, or did I cover it all? Unmute yourself.
I've been saying it depends on what kind of vinyl too, and I'm like, wait, I'm muted.
But yeah, so like there is a you can do the same thing with. I'll use this term, and then you can Google it or whatnot. Sprue goo, and it's a term modelers use, where they take like the sprue, the outside injection molded frame of a model, and they melt it in a type of plastic cement so that it forms their own like plastic slip, or plastic equivalent of what ceramists would use as slip. And you can use that to like fill in your gaps. It's sandable. It dries really quick. And since it's made with half plastic cement, they use it as a glue too. You can do the same thing with vinyl and acetone. You can set up a little jar with some acetone, put in vinyl pieces. I wouldn't put a whole dunny in and watch it disintegrate. Maybe you should, and you can see like how long it takes. Maybe everybody should. They should get like their own little yogurt jar, fill it with a tablespoon or 3 of acetone, put a dunny in, then do a time-lapse video of watching it disintegrate. Cover that shit because you don't want it to evaporate in your breathing environment.
You just literally gave like the next TikTok star away.
There you go. Damn.
Could have been you, Rick. It could have been you.
Could have been me. But I don't believe in TikTok. So it's like Rick doesn't believe in TikToks, NFTs, and what's the other thing? I don't remember.
Reels?
Oh, what's Reels?
The TikTok equivalency of Instagram.
I guess I don't believe in that either. Or cooked fruit. So yeah.
Ew.
I don't eat cooked fruit at all. Maybe the closest thing I get is lemon meringue pie, but even then, it's just jelly or Jello.
Wait, so like even like apple pie?
Yeah, I don't eat apple pie.
Dude, I fucking asked you, was there any cake you're adverse to? And you're like, no, I make apple pie cupcakes. What if that's what I decided to bring out?
Well, then I'd eat it out of politeness, but I don't eat cooked fruit.
Out of pride. You know what's funny? I made that one time for my friend Ever, and he doesn't eat apples. And I made him those cupcakes specifically to prove to him that like he's just being a baby. And he turns to me and goes, "Bitch, I think you made me like apples." And I was like, I'm telling you. I know that's not gonna happen to you, but I thought that was like the funniest. Like he used to get me all the time, like with like stupid shit like that.
The last time I actively ate cooked fruit is I watched my buddy make bananas Fosters, and I was like, and he had cinnamon ice cream with it. And he's like, "What you got there, Brian?" He's like, "Oh, you don't eat cooked fruit." I'm like, "I'd like to try that," and like it reaffirmed that I don't care for cooked fruit, but what he did was very flavorful, and I appreciate it. So yeah,
I hate cooked carrots.
I love vegetables, cooked or raw. Vegetables are great. Fruit.
I love raw carrots. I hate cooked carrots. Specifically the cooked carrot. And it's so funny because I ordered soup like a few days or last week at some point, and this like Vietnamese soup pho, or it's actually pho. That's how you say it. Pho. What the fuck? It's funny because there's this place here that has the Pho King, and I was like, well, if you said it correctly, it's the Pho King. And
right.
It had this Thai place made it, and they put like snap peas in it, which was fine, and cooked carrots. And I was like, why do you hate me?
You know,
like, it had broccoli and stuff in it too. It was like really strange because usually, like, I don't know if you've had pho, but it's usually just like,
oh, I love pho.
Oh yeah, so you know what's in there. None of that shit. Like,
we got my buddy has introduced me to the idea of ordering it without tendons or organ meats. So.
Oh yeah, you can do that easily around here.
Yeah, but it's like that's. Like,
my friend's mom made it for. My friend's mom made it for me once because she's Vietnamese, and I was like forever like, I can never eat this at a restaurant again. But I have, obviously.
We used to go to a place down the street from me, like once or twice a week. And we, as in like whatever circle of friends I had when I first moved up here, still got that circle of friends, but they've all moved to farther away. But yeah, like the buddy who introduced that place to me, like right before the shit hit the fan with the pandemic, we had walked in, we hadn't been in there for a year or so, and that lady remembered us. So it's just like, but when you have a crowd of 8 to 12 people show up weekly, and you
That's
remember those
awesome.
folks. So yeah, it was pretty good.
I love Yeah, but it was weird. I was like, cooked carrots, the fuck?
Noodle salads. I love their noodle salads.
Noodle salads I like.
Egg rolls and their barbecue pork, and then just like all the
I
vegetables.
don't like barbecue. Oh wait, no, I like their barbecue. I like Korean barbecue and all that because it's not barbecue like ours.
It's not sweet.
Yeah, it's not the it's I think it's the mesquite or like the whatever. I don't know what I don't know what
it's the
part
brown
of
sugar.
Maybe. It can't be the Worcestershire because I like the Worcestershire.
I bet it's that.
I don't know. Quite possible. Now I'm sitting here going, what don't I like? I love teaching my friends' kids like things about like how certain vegetables aren't vegetables, they're fruits. I taught my dad that the other day. I was like, any vegetable that produces its own seed is a fruit. And he was like what? And I started he's like, I know tomatoes. And I just started listing shit. And he's like, huh.
Pickles are delicious, but not on my sandwich. Yeah, I don't like pickles on my sandwiches.
I like it next to my sandwich or separate from my sandwich for me to snack on after.
And I don't want it. If I get one, I don't want it. I don't want it hidden off to the side, or my fries are sitting on top of it, because I don't want pickle juice on my freaking fries.
No, like when it sits on top of the coleslaw, I'm like, okay, whatever, that's fine, because I'm not gonna really eat this.
Because both are pickled.
Like, just put it over there. Wrap your pickle. That is the quote of the. You know what, Texas? Take a note from us. Tell men to wrap their pickles.
So the Nicole's technique of the week is wrap your pickle. You said you had nothing to offer this week. Yeah, I thought
now I do.
Just fine. There you go. All right, Nicoletta. Let's tell everybody where they can find you.
It's backwards, damn it.
Look at that. No, it's not. Well, not to me. Is it on?
Oh, yay. For me, it is.
Oh, there you go. There's.
I'm actually sad, though, because all it says is your name.
Well, I made those before I thought about this.
I know. It's just, when I took this, because I took it from Martian, when I was like, I don't even have this. And Kevin goes, now you do.
Yeah. I have not had to order the new ones. But I had that made before I thought about making the Paint Club group. Actually, I had talked to Alex when I was talking to Alex one night. I was like, because I was annoyed about a particular type of painting. And I was like, just need to have like a fucking Paint Club type thing. And he made this graphic for me of the hand holding that. And I was like, that's fucking great. And then a year later, I made that sticker. I move slow on shit. And then, So the next idea is to potentially do resin cast little bars. We'll see. I had somebody when the group was first started, somebody had offered to do it. And I was like, yeah, that's cool. And I can sculpt for you. I'm like, no, I was going to make a master on the laser cutter, and I've never have done that. And it still sounds like a cool idea. I just like no ambition to do certain things, or I just do promotions slowly. That's just my own defect. So that being said, Nicole, where can people find you?
On Instagram at the.madhattress. And here, because I haven't been banned yet in a very long time. Oh God, now that I say that.
Yeah, I know. 3 weeks is a long time.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I was unbanned right before the show.
All right, so you can find me at Rickstro on Instagram, RICSTROH. Also, we do have a Talk About Paint Club IG, and yeah, and rule number 1: everybody talks about Paint Club. Rule number 2: don't scratch. Everything's fine.
Before you, everything is fine. Ungo live, and then I gotta tell you something.
Oh, okay. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining us. Let's see, how do I end the live stream? In for all. I don't know. Oh shit.
It's gonna
Don't know how
do
to
this
end the
until
live
it stops.
That's fine. Let's see.